If you're watching this review and you're a fan of one of Tyler the Creator's many iterations over his storied career, chances are you're a bona fide 90s kid. You may feel the sting of nostalgia when the subject of playing Nintendo 64 with your friends comes up on your Facebook feed, even if you never owned a Nintendo 64 or had any friends. Life is full of uncertainty, and the only thing that you can be certain of in today's world is that things didn't always used to be this way. Injustice and equality were still certainly the norm, but we got by on sheer gumption, and there was a bit more innocence and wonder in the world. You may find yourself unable to focus on a game of Cards Against Humanity with your roommates because your dad forgot to pay your cell phone bill on time. You may also long for the day that we still called them cell phones because you had to specify which phone it was. Some of Tyler the Creator's newer fans might not even know what a home phone is. Isn't my phone always at home if I'm at home? It's right here in my pocket. These are things that you may be wondering, or may not be wondering. It depends on which era of Tyler the Creator's storied career you decided to join the squad, so to speak. Tyler, for all his faults and his triumphs throughout his storied career, truly encapsulates what it means to be a 90s kid. He embodies a delicate balance between juggling ironic, nihilistic detachment in your youth and trying to make up for the sins of said youth in the last half of the game. Because, after all, with what's going on in the world, this truly does feel like the last half. Not just of the aging Tyler's storied career, but of the whole damn planet. Tyler is the avatar for a certain type of person, and his experiences become our own, whether Tyler himself lived through them or not. Tyler is the 32-year-old kid who gets red in the face with embarrassment when he remembers his senior quote was from a Quentin Tarantino film. Tyler is the 29-year-old kid who makes a lie up on the spot when his partner, because who says girlfriend anymore, discovered his old Eric Cartman shirt. And despite the surface level and vacuous beauty of Tyler's wide-eyed seriousness and sincerity displayed in Chromakopia, that's really what the last half of Tyler's storied career is to many of his listeners who hopped on the Tyler train back in the Odd Future days. He wants you and I to believe that the South Park shirt actually belongs to his older brother, and the latest installment in Tyler's storied career is trying to convince us that he's never even seen the show. What makes this current crop of what I've dubbed the new sincerity movement of hip-hop so hard to believe in all of its post-ironic sad boy glorification, especially where Tyler's storied career is concerned, can be summed up between the difference between Rugrats and All Grown Up. The struggles of a 30-something Tyler wrestling with the trials and tribulations of mortgage payments and the search for true love doesn't quite square when, much like Tommy Pickles, we'd all rather be watching the guy sucking on a pacifier and saying a bunch of funny crap. In a world where 30 is the new 20, and our college professors are wearing Monkey D. Luffy t-shirts on a casual Friday, Tyler's new sincerity seems not just insincere, but fundamentally dishonest. Coming from a man who cut the musical teeth of his storied career boasting of defiling pregnant women in ways that would make even the so-called out-of-touch heavy metal boomers blush, this is a guy who once offended the punk rock pedal apologist Stephen Albibi, and now wants us to believe that he's been around the block as long as Stephen Albini. Listening to tracks such as Thought I Was Dead, A Meditation on Morality, and Hey Jane, a mature metaphor likening Tyler's love interest to the dynamic between Holden Caulfield and Jenny Gallagher in Catcher, it seems as if Tyler cannot figure out if he's 14 years old or 50, and the answer is likely in between, much like it has been for all of Tyler's storied career. This is not to say that Chromakopia failed experiment in Tyler's storied career. This guy is not a bad singer, and it's been evident that he's been taking lessons. In a bid for artistic seriousness, I can surmise that he's probably discovered his old man's Luther Vandross records. He's discovered Miles Davis because there is a jazzy undercurrent to his sampling. Still, the Fantano school of thought somewhat patronizingly holds these up as monumental achievements. Every new hip-hop record has a jazz influence. Every new hip-hop record has introspective lyrics in 2024. Are we now giving out gold medals to every teenage outcast who recently fell in love with Pulp Fiction? Should we give every kid who makes it 100 pages into Infinite Jest a spot on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? The latest installment in Tyler the Creator's storied career is perhaps safe enough to lead the world's most sterile and corporatized parade.